Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here today. Thanks for being here. We've got Margie. I see Julie and Naomi, and I think I saw Janice there a moment ago. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Apparently Julie's been up really early this morning. I understand that. See, I'm a night person too, Margie. I have a tendency that it's 10 o'clock, but then my brain won't shut off and I'm ready to do something creative. And my husband's like, you need to go to bed. I'm like, I know, but I have this thing in my head that I need to get out. Thank you. So here's what's been going on. We've been doing some changes around our house, and I have a non-temperature controlled room that had some storage in it. Basically it's what we call a sunroom on the back of our house. And I have had some storage out there for a little while because we had to convert what was my storage room into a guest bedroom for a while. And my husband said, well, it'd be really nice if you could get some of this stuff out of here. So my room that I know I have lots of rooms. The room that I use for my subscription box supplies, meaning the kits that are available to sell, some of those things to make the kits, I have that in a different room. And I didn't have a shelving unit to store everything, so they were just boxes stacked on top of boxes, stacked on boxes. It was a hazard. It was a big hazard. It's a little better now. So I was able to move some shelving into that room to get rid of some of the things that were in one space. I threw away some things that I had saved because I thought I needed them, which were, oversized postcards and packaging and that kind of stuff, because I had too many things that I was saving. And while I was doing that, I came about a box that had a bunch of Ziploc bags like this one that's just full of things. So I took one of those and laid it out on my desk and kind of piddled through it for a minute. I thought, well, why don't I pick one thing and then use that as the foundation to create multiple things. So what was that one thing? It was this sticker pack. I hardly buy stickers. This may have been something I bought a long time ago, or it was something that someone gave to me. So they are from Paper Studio. They're called cardstock stickers, and I don't have my other glasses on. Here they are, so I can read that. It's called that one's called Believe Sticker, item number 3302. Is that an 8? 2. 330282. It says copyright 2008, the Paper Studio. It is possible that I have had them that long. I don't know. So I grabbed a few other things. I've got some black squares, I've got some craft colored squares and or rectangles, just a few different things that I had. A lot of these things were items that I put in the subscription box. They were pre-cut pieces, and then some of these are papers that I had cut in order to make something else, and they were set aside. I got a couple of book pages. I've got a sheet of hymnal music. This looks like some fancy handmade paper. I think these are actually pages out of like a photo album. Someone had sent some desk calendar pages to me that have some black and white photo or images to color. I found this was kind of interesting. I think it's wallpaper, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it says wall covering. So this was a piece of wallpaper, and it has a really unusual texture to it. So I thought, okay, we've got these things. What can we do here? So the first thing I thought of was, I see this Believe, and I think it would make a great pocket to put stuff in. So I cut a piece of cardstock just to make a 5 and about a 1/4 inch wide pocket. And the sticker, I'm going to put it on backwards just so you can kind of see, would fit right in the middle with a little bit of a gap on either side. I don't know if I just want to put it directly down Another thing that I might do, you know, I think I want to do some gold embossing around here. Kind of black, white, gold kind of go together, right? I got to move a couple things here. I'm so glad that Margie's here today as well. We've missed you, Margie. I know that you said a while back that you were sleeping or you had company. So we're glad you were able to stop by today. Where is it? I know it's in here. Aha. It fell. I did buy a new cutter. This is the cutter that I sent a link out to y'all last week that was on Facebook. Silver, yeah, silver is even good because the black and white too. I agree. Fiskars paper trimmer. That should be the link. And it states in the description that it has a self-sharpening mechanism. So when it runs across this, it's supposed to sharpen. It has a lot of the same features as my old one. My old one I found is cracked. It's cracked in here in this little piece. So I have to be really careful when I use it. And it only extended out to 12 inches. And this one extends out to 15 inches. So that's a nice size, I think. See, I've even lost one of the doodads that go on the corner. I wonder where that went. It's probably right here somewhere. This one doesn't have those types of feet. It has little feet on the bottom. But it's the same slide mechanism. And because this is very stable, you're going to get straight cuts. If you put the paper on, matching it up with the ledge here, it's going to be straight. So I've been really happy with it. I've been using it for the day. Okay, so, aw, I understand, Margie. I'm sorry that you've not, I understand. Hey, here's one thing that I want to say to all of y'all. If you're combating depression, number one, reach out to someone, whether it be an online friend, somebody you can call, reach out to someone. Another thing you can do is move. If you are bound to a chair and you can't stand for very long, look on YouTube for chair exercises. And some of them are just as simple of, you know, taking your arms up and down and out and this way and trying to lift your legs as best you can. So you're moving your body. And the goal is to be able to get up. Maybe if you don't walk a lot, but you can walk a little bit, get up every hour and walk to one end of the house to the other, from your bathroom to the front room. Do that a couple of times and then sit down. I know that it's hard. You're in that valley and it's hard to see the light to get out of it. But if you can reach out to someone and move, you'll start to see a little glimmer of light, and then it starts to get easier and easier. So I'll be praying for you, Margie. I hope that it subsides and things get better for you. You know, Julie, I have another one of these cutters, and I'm guessing it's like a version prior to this, and you can't hardly read the numbers. They're raised. They have a texture to them, but you can't see them because of the same color as the arm. So I'm glad this one has a separate piece so you can see those numbers. Okay, so here's what I've got. I've got a black piece of paper, and I think I'm going to use the Henna Rose. I've got a Versamark ink pad, and I'm going to stamp around the edge. Okay, so I'm going to dip this in the powder. Flip that around. I think I'm going to get my little tweezers here. Okay. Just tapping off the excess, and I'm going to hang on to this edge. I'm going to go ahead and close the lid and move it out of the way. We love you, and we've missed you. Okay, so I'm going to lay that on a piece of paper just so I can keep it off of my mat, and I'm going to heat it with a heat tool. If you don't have a heat tool, you're not going to be able to emboss with embossing powder. It is something that you will want to invest in. A hair dryer will not work. You'll have to have what is made for embossing, a heat tool. So you can check that out. Maybe sometimes on Facebook Marketplace, people will be selling some of their old supplies. Maybe they bought a bunch of things for a special event to make birthday cards or to make a birthday party favors, that kind of stuff. And you could get those supplies from them relatively cheaply. Okay, so what is mine? Okay, and yeah, I don't know if they make a replacement arm for these cutters. I know that you can buy a new blade for it, and I have purchased for my old one new cutting, I don't know if they call it a cutting mat, but that's the surface that the blade hits. And on mine, they pop out so you can put a new one in. Yeah, you can't use the ruler on it because you can't see it. Another thing that I did with my old one is I took a black ink pad and I rubbed it on those raised numbers. I don't know if yours are raised or not. If they aren't, maybe what you can do is see if you could find a ruler that you could glue on it. I mean, honestly, I don't know why they didn't do all of them this way. This is recessed inside here, so it fits right in. But I guess if it didn't have the ruler on the arm, then you could look at seeing if you could add one. See, this one is a slick plasticky piece that was stuck on top of it. And, you know, it depends on how you use yours. You may be able to mark a common cut. So you know that 5.5 inches, I say inches, you know, metric, but you can mark it with a ruler with a permanent pin so you know where that location is. Okay, so I got this piece. So I'm thinking taking the Believe. I think I'm going to add glue to it because I don't know how well this sticker is going to stick on top of the embossing powder. So I'm just going to add, I've got a little bit of the Fabri-Tac glue here. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Hey, Jennifer, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. So I'm going to line this up somewhat in the center of this piece, top to bottom. So that looks pretty good. Now, if you want your pocket to have the ability to use the whole size of it, you could glue that onto another piece of paper. Let me grab one. Here's one. This is a good one. So what I would do with this one is I'm going to put it up against the edge. Yeah, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to glue it to the edge here, and then I'm going to cut this piece of paper so that I have flaps all the way around. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, alcohol wipes would remove it. Yep, yep. Yeah, the old cutting strip fits the new one. I chested it on mine. It fits the same. I didn't test it. I measured the old one and measured the new one, and they are the same. I didn't try popping it out. I guess I could. I just hadn't yet. So let me get my little tweezers here. So you should be able to just take this. Maybe they've changed it. Oh wait, here we go. There. So that pops out. And you can, with this, remember, you're going to get 4 sessions of ruining it. So if you'll cut it this way forever, ever, and when your paper starts to tear, then you need to take this and flip it around and use it until your paper starts to tear, and then you can flip it over and you can flip it around and use it again. Does that make sense? So it's the same one, and you just pop it back in. Let me get it straight. Yeah, it goes right in. So here's my old one. I probably should have left it out before I... So here's my old one, and it's the same size as that one, which is good. They've made them the same. I've already flipped mine over, I think. Yeah, see, I've already flipped mine over. I'm on the last cutting of it. I'll still keep this cutter. I won't throw it away yet, but just in case I still need one, or if I have to do a workshop, then I can bring this one and let other people use it, and then I would keep the bad one for myself. You're welcome. Just get the new one and get lots of extra blades. Well, and you can also order the blades. So these are supposed to be a self-sharpening because of the way this runs. The blade runs right across this. You'll notice if you touch it with your fingers, you'll get some black on your fingers. So I wipe mine off every once in a while. And then I buy these. I have it on a subscription. I think it's like every 4 to 6 months I get a package, or it comes up. And since I still have one in here and I haven't used it yet, when my subscription comes up, I will just push it out for another month. And then if I notice that I've used this, then I'll let the subscription renew and I'll get the item on Amazon. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take this and just trim off the excess paper and make this a pocket. I'll save these little pieces because I may use them for something else. Yeah, the blade fits too. Yes. So you have a little arrow on here, and you pull on this and pop it up, and then this comes out. I'm trying not to cut myself while we do it, but this comes out, and then you just pop a new one in. Yes, they work. Here's my other one. It's the same thing. You just pop it out and stick it in. All right. So we got this piece. So I just trim off the corners like so. I got a little bit off there. Get rid of the trash. And then I'm going to fold this over. And then fold this up like so. You've used the Stampin' Up one? Well, yeah, if you find one that you like, it's just like me. I love this Fiskars one. I had a Carl cutter for years and years and years. And when I couldn't get the parts anymore and it broke and I was like, oh, I'm so disappointed, I found this one and I was really happy with it for years. And then I've noticed here recently that there was a hairline crack in it and I've lost one of the feet. It's like, I need to replace this. This is getting ridiculous. All right, so there's a pocket piece. Now, I thought maybe it'd be kind of neat to use one of these pieces, and I think they are square, so let's look here. They're approximately 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches square. I do have my box of scraps. This was a priority mail box that I covered with book pages, and then I use a oversized large Ziploc bag to put papers inside. So let's see what we have here. I may not have a big enough piece, but I may get lucky. Oh, it's not enough to give it a border, but we may save that for a minute. Let's see if I've got something bigger in here. Bigger and better. Oh, that's an envelope. You know, I might keep that out and make something out of it just because it's in that black. And I like this this black and white paper that's in this bag too. So I'm going to get that out. I'll find a use for it somewhere, somehow. What else I got in here? I've got a gel print. Oh, this is mat board. How big is that piece? Not big enough. Oh, here's another gel print. All right, what else do we have in here? Oh, here's one. This is big enough. Okay. I think what I want to do is, this is just text weight, but I think what I want to do is cut a square out of this, and then I think I saw a piece of white cardstock here. Yeah, that might be big enough to make a journal card. Okay. Go back to your favorite. Yeah, well, yeah, you always use your favorite. And that's why I was like, I have got to get a new one before it gets so bad that I can't use it at all. All right, so if I go to 4 and that gives me a little bit. If I do 4 3/4 of an inch, gives me a little bit of a border all the way around. So I'm just going to trim that. And then again, go to 4 3/4. Actually, it's not completely square, is it? So we're going to move that over. Since it wasn't square, and cut that. Got a couple pieces of scraps here. So now I've got this piece, and I'm going to look at it and see what I want to do. Okay, so this way is 4 1/2, and that one was 4 3/4. So let's make this I'm sorry, I'm talking and looking at this. I'm going to make it 5 inches. Yes, 5 inches. Okay, now I got to scrap again. And then I think we should be able to do 4 3/4 on this side, maybe less. Okay, and then let me make sure I got it straight. Okay. Oh, yeah, if it didn't cut, there was a problem with it. Because I saw some reviews where somebody had gotten one of these and it just wasn't cutting, then something was wrong with it. And depending on what brand it is, and if you have a receipt, even if it's from 20 years ago, if it's Fiskars, send them a message, because I was so amazed that Fiskars replaced my scissors that broke. And I've seen other people say that Fiskars is really good about warranting their items. Okay, so I went ahead and distressed this piece. And I'm going to glue it in the center of this square. Yeah, let's do that first. This is a thin weight paper from a calendar. Okay, kind of add a little glue there. That orange one, Fiskars. Yeah, Fiskars have a lifetime warranty. If you can find your receipt. If you can't find your receipt, send me a message. I might be able to help you. I won't say how I did it, because that's just not right. I mean, we bought it, but I didn't always keep my receipt. I now try to, when I buy things, buy it in such a way, like on Amazon, or if I go somewhere that I buy it, my credit card sends me an email receipt. So it's kind of handy. All right, so I got that in the center there. I think that'll be good. So let's glue that together. And this card will fit in our pocket. That was kind of the reason why I was choosing some of these pieces. Hey, Marty, welcome. Ah, gotcha. Margie. Yeah, YouTube gives y'all crowns, so thanks for being here. Yeah, I just got rid of it. Yeah. Okay, so there is that piece. So what should I put on here to go in this pocket? So if I put it like that, so we have believe. Do we want to put a butterfly up there? I have some other, where'd they go? I have some non-black and white stickers. I don't know if that's what we want to do, or do we want to stay with the black and white? Black, white, ivory, gold, that thing, or do we want to introduce other colors? Y'all let me know what you think, and I'm going to see if I can find my, that's not it. So I've got colorful butterflies and flowers, so we could do something like put a butterfly on here, or we could put a flower on there. I kind of like the flower. You just know how I did it. You get points when you chat. We know Julie's number one. Let me see what happens when I do it. I got a crown for a moment. Okay, that's all. You like it? Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the flower on here. I like to sit down and when I have a mood of coloring, I will stamp a bunch of images, and then I will watercolor them or use my markers to color them, and then I'll fussy cut them out. And now, Julie, what would the Lord think of that? Oh dear. So I will sit down and fussy cut them and put them in this little keeper so that when I want a quick thing, I can grab one. And if I don't have the right color, then that's probably a indication that I need to sit down and make some more. Okay, so let's just put that like there. All right, so there's a thing made. So this would be a pocket in a journal, and this could be a card for that journal. You may add other things to it. You may decide not to keep these two together, but there's something to start with. I'm going to lay this over here. All right, so I have some scraps. You know, I have this gel print here. And I kind of think I want to make a little bit bigger of a pocket, maybe something a little bit deeper. Let me grab another book page because I don't know if I had. Some book pages are more coveted than others. Okay, this will work. All right, so I've got this piece, and what I'm thinking is I'm going to trim off the edges and cut a piece to be a part of our pocket. He wore the crown for us. Exactly. Aw, well, I'm glad you're here. We appreciate you being here. All right, so I'm just going to trim that. Get rid of this. Right now, I'm just cutting off what would be the edges, so it gives me a nice clean-edged piece. If you like to tear your edges, by all means do so. I like to cut them. It's one of my favorites, I guess. All right, so I'm thinking that maybe we make a pocket that might fit over the whole page, and then maybe we'll have a secondary pocket on top. That's what I'm thinking. So I have a book here that's, I think this is Hillary Rodham Clinton. So what I'm going to do is I want to score about 1/2 inch from the edge. So I'm going to get my bone folder and score that. I'm pretty confident this is, yeah, right at 9 inches. All right, so if I scored that, let's go this way. And I don't want it to be any more than 5 1/4, but it looks like it's not going to be more than 5 inches. That will still fit on there. So I'm going to come this way and score. Oh, I guess I could have made it a little bigger. And then I'm going to open this up and score about, I'm not used to this new cutter. The opening is different to me. So I'm trying to get used to the way it works. All right. So if we go this way, how tall can I make it? I can make it roughly 7.5 inches tall. So I'm going to kind of move that over a little bit. And I'm going to fold this over. Okay. So this is going to be an element that I put on a journal page. It's going to allow me to have a large pocket to put things in, if I so choose. And it decorates the page. So I missed one. I missed a corner. All right, so I'm going to fold all of these to the inside. And right now, I'm not going to cut or glue any of these down because I'm going to make it. And then when I get ready to place it in my journal, it's possible that maybe I want it to have an opening on this side, or maybe I want to have it open this way or from the top. So I don't want to glue any of those down and prevent that from happening. So this is just my base that I made that I'm going to now add layers onto it. So right now I just have this book page that I've layered on. How about if we, should I stamp all the way around on the book page, or we can use an ink pad, or we can use paint and paint that outside edge? Y'all let me know what you think. You'll never get the glitter out of your hair, right? All that glitter that Junkie Joe tosses around. Okay. I could put another piece of black all the way around. I'm trying to decide which is it? Which is it? What should we do? Let's see what we got. What do I want to do? I think I may want to stamp. I think I'm going to get this out. Oh yeah, glitter's not here today. I'm going to lay this up here. Let's see what happens if I stamp. I'm going to use the corner roses and see how it looks. And it may be that I need to adjust my piece that I was going to put on top. Okay. I think I just thought of an idea. Where's the middle? Right about there. Okay, so I just decided that maybe what I should do is cut this in half and make 2 pockets on top of this piece. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to get another book page, because this is really thin book page and I don't want it to rip. So let me grab my book that I was pulling pages out of. Oh yeah, it was a book I got for $1 at Dollar Tree. Okay, let's pick this up. Get one of these. Okay, you find her, Misty. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece, and I think what I want to do is cut this in half. I'll cut this in half, and then we'll make a pocket. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fold this so I know where my cut mark should be, and line that up. Okay, so I got that. And then my book page, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut that in half. Okay, now I've got these 2 pieces. Yeah, it was a gel print that I made a long time ago. It was where did it go? How did I lose a piece of paper? I cut it. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. I just cut this and I lost half of it. I don't even see it. Where could it have gone? It's not in there. Did it? I'm losing my mind. It was just here and it flew off the table, I guess. Oopsie, sorry, Hercules. You're going to get squished. Where are you going? You just stay in there. Because if you get up, I have to go in the other room and let you out. I can't believe I just lost that. I have a really cool idea and it's disappeared. Did it go in this drawer? It's not on the floor. It's not in my lap. What in the world? Okay, you know what? I have another one. I can't believe I'll find it in a couple of days. That's so weird. Is it stuck on the bottom? No. Okay, well, all right. Keep an eye on these. Don't let them walk off. All right, so I got a different one. So I'm just going to cut this. Just basically the same concept of giving it a trimmed up. What it was is I took a rubber stamp and then stamped it on my gel plate. And then I did some more ink on it, and that's how I got this look. So I'm just going to cut this to be the same size. And then that way, when I find the other piece, I'll be able to do something with it, right? Okay. I'm just going to leave this over here. I've got these 2 pieces. Yeah, where did it go? It's just, I don't know. It just went flying. I don't see it. And it's possible that I'm not seeing it because it flipped over. And so I'm looking at this side of it and I don't see it. It's not registering in my brain. Okay. So I've got these 2 pieces of book page. And I'm going to make pockets that will fit on top of here. So I'm going to put that right in the middle and then glue that down. You have more glitter in your hair. Whee! Oh, gee. Oh, dear. Oh, it was Marty. I said Misty. I apologize. I just looked quickly at the name, and I hope I said Mitty. How'd you get a purple crown? Probably because you're here. Was it that on the bottom of the left? No, it's not there. I don't know where it went. I don't know where it went. It's so weird. All right, I'm going to line this up at the top here and smooth that out. And I'll do it again with this one. It's just so weird that it just walked off. It grew legs and walked off. Oh, that's how it goes. All right, so I'm just lining it up. Smooth it out. All right, now we're going to trim off what we don't need. Can you hold your crown? Stick around. You might be able to. Recalling my craft gremlins, they are so naughty. Thank you, Margie. I don't need any more craft gremlins here. I have enough issues on my own. So keep those gremlins. Stay out of my space. Trim this a little bit too. It works really well, this new cutter. It slides really easily. I don't feel like I have to really push hard to cut. All right, got rid of the little scrappy scraps. All right, so this is my thought. I'm going to trim this off. Trim this off all the way around. Okay, get rid of the scrappy scraps. And we may not like this because I'm not using the paper that I wanted to use, right? I don't know where it went. That does not make any sense because I would have just moved it over. Is it behind me? It's not in my lap. Did it fall in the trash can? Not in the trash can. I don't know. That's just weird. Weird, weird, weird. Okay, let's fold this up. I may need to go get a hairdo, Dad. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. All right, so if this goes up here, okay, and then this one will go down lower. And then we got to figure out what we want to put on top. So these will give multiple pockets at one time. I'm just folding over the edges, sorry. Keep chatting, see how high you can get with your crown, right? All right, so here's my thinking. Put that one there, put this one here. We'll have two on here. And then maybe what we do is we put, I don't know, different images. I don't know if I want to put like this image here on this one. And then maybe putting maybe this white on the bottom. Or we could put something else completely different. What do you think? Let me add some distress inks to the edges. And fold this one a little better because that looks crooked. You're crooked. Ugh. Chat, chat, chat. Hold the crown. See my devil's horns holding up my crown. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I have a big butterfly, a different butterfly that was used than the one in the background here. I'm trying to decide before I glue it down if there's anything we want to do differently to any part of those. If not, then I can glue them down and then add stuff to the tops of them. I'm looking around. Looking around. Okay. Will you be glitter? Will I be glitter's friend? Well, yeah. Everything you do appears crooked. That happens. Yep. Isn't that weird? It's like it just poof. Is it? Nope, it's not on there. It's not there. I don't know. It's so weird. It is so weird. Okay, I don't have just a black butterfly made, but I could make one. I have this one here. If I put one on that, or maybe what I could do is I have a butterfly stamp and I have some scraps. This looks like a scrappy piece. I could stamp and cut it out. Yeah, I hope my chair's not rolling on it either. I looked under the wheels and I don't see it. And that is just the weirdest thing. It's one of those, I'm going to have to spend some time cleaning in here because right now, it may have gone, up underneath and it's way back because I have cabinets under here that have space on top of them. And I looked on top and I don't see anything. I did find my other cutter. I have another cutter. Nope, not in there. That's so weird. Oh, I found it! I found it! It was, as I said, it was face down. All right, it's a little dusty. I found it. Now, do we want to keep both? Or do we like the different two kinds while I stamp this? Your paper trimmer actually, yeah, I tell you what, Jennifer, I'm happy. I ordered that print, this one that I shared the link with last week. And the blades are replaceable, just like my old one. The cutting surface here is replaceable. And when the arm comes out, it goes to 15 inches and you can see the numbers. I'm so glad that they made those changes. All right, so I've got a black ink and I've got my little butterfly and I'm going to stamp it this way so I can get more than one on a piece of paper here. Turn that sideways so it's easier for me to see and stamp. I could leave a white border around that if I left enough room, but I think what I'll do is just fussy cut these out. I found it! And it cuts straight, Jennifer. It cuts straight. Oh, well, see, thank you so much, Margie. That's so sweet of you. All right, I'm going to fussy cut out one of these, two of these, both of these. So while I'm fussy cutting, many of you know, if you don't, you will now, that Joann's Crafts has filed bankruptcy and they are no longer in business. Well, today I read an article where Michaels has purchased the intellectual property of Joanne Crafts, and apparently they have the intellectual property of some of the products that they also offered at Joann's, which means Michaels can now sell those products. They're going to be developing their own line of fabrics and quilting supplies and whatnot. They used to, years ago, sell fabric at Michaels, and I remember when they took it out, I was so sad when they took it out. But I guess at that time they couldn't compete with Hancock's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and Walmart, because Walmart had fabric in almost all of their stores, their super centers for years, their regular Walmarts before that. And then Walmart started taking out some of their fabric. Not all of the super centers or original Walmart stores carries fabric anymore. And then, of course, we lost Hancock's, and then we lost Joann's. So it's just going down. Joann's is Michael's purchased Joann's intellectual property. Yeah, remember fabric at Michael's? Yeah, me too. That's what you do in your craft room, Margie. If you can't find something, you say a little prayer and you find it. All right, so I'm just going to fussy cut this out. So I thought that was interesting that Michael's is going to carry on some of Joann's brand, if you will. You got a whole bin of glitter dumped on you? There's a guy, his first name is Mark, and I can't remember his last name at the moment, but if you do glitter bomb, I think it's what it's called, he had a porch pirate, someone that stole a package off of his porch, and he is an engineer. So he decided that he was going to place a decoy package on his porch, and then when someone took it, a few things would happen. One, they would be notified that someone took the package, and there would be GPS tracking so they could figure out where the package was headed. Two, when the person opened the package, it would dump a whole bunch of glitter on them. And then it would also start adding a very natural scent to their vicinity that most people find very unpleasant when they are confined in a space and have to smell it. And so they would throw the thing out. And when they opened this box, in addition to the glitter and the annoying smell, it had 4 cell phones mounted where you could only see the cameras, and it records the whole thing. And so then he makes videos about it. It's hilarious. So don't be stealing from people's porches, because you might end up with glitter by the pound. I think it was more of bathroom smell, Julie. It may have been a little bit of a skunk, but it was stinky. Very, very stinky. Not very pleasant. I've seen a few of his videos, and he's made different versions of the same device because he wanted to get better recordings. He wanted to maximize how much glitter someone got. I don't know. They're just hilarious. Yeah, you got to look it up. All right, so I'm thinking one like this, one like that. Now, do we want to do, I could do hope over here, and I could put the laugh on the other one. What do you think? Help me out here. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue down these two pieces. It cracks me up, the things that people do. He's an engineer that also had videos. That's how I found him. He had a whole series of videos he did about trying to keep a squirrel out of his bird feeders. So he made an obstacle course, basically, in his backyard because the squirrels kept getting in his bird food. And so he made an obstacle course where if they did that, they would get a nut or whatever the prize was that a squirrel would want. And he did a whole series of how he came about it and things he learned about the squirrels. It's quite entertaining. You like this? Thank you so very much. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm going to put this one here, like so. Did I get it somewhat straight? Okay, and then I think, like I said, one here and one here. This is one of those projects, too, that you could sit here and make a whole stack of things, ephemera, to be used in your journal. And this could be the theme of one journal, or you can split it all up and use it through different journals. Yes, his name is Mark. Yes. Yes. I forgot his last name, but I know his first name is Mark. You have a crown again, Julie? I like tacky glue. I don't know why I started using it years ago. It's one of the least expensive, I feel, and very easy to use glue. Sure, there are some applications that it would be better if you use a different glue, and I do have other glues, but my go-to is the Aleene's Tacky Glue. Ugh. Okay. Just add a little bit. All right, I think I'm going to put the hope up here. Oh, wait, I was going to, will it stick? Well, no, it'll come off. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of the beacon because there's adhesive already on the sticker, and I'm putting it on top of a gel print. Let's turn it around. Let's put it right here. Okay, and then let's see how laugh looks if we put it right here. Yeah. Mark Robber, I think. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds about right. Mark something. But he's got some fun videos. So if you ever see one, I'm telling him that I sent you. He doesn't know who I am. Okay, I like that. All right, so now we need some cards to go in these pockets, right? And I have some cards here. I'm thinking maybe, let's see if this sticks out too far. So if I did an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, that would be this high. And say we mounted it like that. That's how far it would stick out of our journal page. I think it would be okay. So if we put one there and this one here, that doesn't cover up too much, right? So let's add something to these two pieces. What do we want to add? I'm going to add some distress inks to start with. I've got some more black paper here. Exploding Glitter Bomb 4.0 package these. Yes, that's it right there. Do that. You never trust the sticky on stickers. Yeah, they're not always good. He will know you when we all show up. Tell him. There you go, Marty. I've watched so many of his different videos about the glitter carjacking, or not, gosh, I can't get my word out. The pirate package thieves, how they have the glitter explode all over them, and they're like, oh my gosh, and then the smell, and they're like, oh, what is that? Oh gosh, that smells, oh. It's funny. Funny. Okay, so do we want to, I'm trying to get two of them that, I could do a couple things. I could cut this to fit directly on there or leave a border, or I could cut a strip that would just go across the top and use it on both of these cards. What do you think? So cover the whole thing and get a different image and cover the whole thing on the other one, or do a strip so that you have all this writing space, which is kind of hidden if you have a strip across there. I'm thinking the strip. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the strip. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Yep. Make a border. You and your washi tape. I don't like washi tape. And I don't have that many. Let me see if I have any black and white. I'm trying to get the drawer open that has washi tape in. I just see some that might work. All right, I had some black and white washi tape. Okay. I have this one. I think this is the one. It may be blue, though. It is blue. That's blue, not black. So, how about this one? It's a floral. Okay. Move that over there. Get this out of the way. Let's see if I can find where the end is. There it is. Oh, I didn't show you my nails. They're pink with, or white with pink dots and little flower images on it. Where is it? I thought I could feel it a moment ago. So one thing I dislike about a brand new roll of washi tape is I can't ever find where the end is. There it is. I couldn't see it. I think I finally got a corner. There we go. Thank you. All right. I've got some washi tape. It's just little flowers. So we're going to put it on the border. So I'm going to come in just a smidge and lay that down. I kind of feel like I don't need to do the whole... You want me to go all the way around? I'm going to trim this off. Or can I just do the top? All right, I am going to make sure I use my bone folder and really press that washi tape down. I kind of like the way that looks. Just on the top there. And it gives you plenty of space to write on your card. Yeah, it's only sticky when you need to find the end. I agree. I agree, Margie. All right, so I'm going to do the next one. Do the same thing. Just kind of lay that across here. Okay. I just tear the edge. I am going to put a piece of the washi tape stuck underneath it so that the next time I want it, there's kind of a little tab sticking up. Yeah. All right, let's cut this off like so. Get rid of the pieces, and I'm going to use that. Okay. I didn't know this crown thing was going to be such a hilarious thing with y'all. Okay, so there is that. Now, we've got an oversized pocket. Should I go ahead and make something to go in the pocket? You have a food rolls that with kitties in them that I will try to use someday. Oh, fun! Glue stick for Washi out. Washi needs a little help a lot of times. All right. So we need a big card to put inside, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just under 5 inches wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches tall. So if I did a little bit less than 5 inches wide, it would fit in here from, say, the top. And if I do it wider than 5 but less than 8, then it could fit in from the side. Okay. Yeah, something to go in the pocket. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what I have pulled out here. I have this envelope. I can't decide what I want to do with it yet because it's technically too big for most journals, but maybe I'll decorate it and I'll put it in an oversized journal or something someday. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Let's look in the big bin. Ooh, look at this gold paper. That's cardstock I have. And I have a big piece of black. Okay. Yeah, but the envelope, yeah, I don't know if I want to do it as a flip out because it's so big. It is 6.5 inches, which is way bigger than most of my journal pages. So it wouldn't fit. It would definitely stick out. I mean, if you want it, that might be good. No, Bonnie, I just happened to find these stickers and decided I would make a few things. I don't know. I'm trying to use up these stickers and make stuff. And it could be that this does then inspire a black and white journal, or I may end up just completely mixing these around where different journals get different things. Like this one I use color instead of just black and white. So I don't know. I'm just making things. So I'm wondering if I hate to pigeonhole and say, okay, I want to put a journal card that goes in this direction. And I guess that would be on the outside of the page. So I'm going to cut this to be the size that'll fit inside of here. So what I'm going to do is open this up and lay this down here where I need to figure out how tall this is. So it's a little bit less than 8 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 7 3/4 of an inch because that should fit inside. So I'm going to do this. So if I were to go under this flap and under that flap, Would it fit? Come on, cooperate. Let's see if it hangs up. It looks like it may need to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to trim it just a smidge. Let's go ahead and go to 7 inches. And that way I know it'll fit without getting stuck. So it'd be okay if there's a little bit of a gap there. So then I'm going to cut this, I think 5 1/4, so it'll stick out just a little bit. Yeah, 5 1/4. And I did a long skinny piece. That could be a bookmark or something later. So then this will go like that in the pocket. All right. So then we've got this going in a pocket. What do we want to put on it? I have some more of these images, like this one. Oh, look, that one is oh, I see. It's like little fishy, and these are like portholes. I think I'm going to skip that one. Let's get a different one. Little house. Oh, that one would be a good one to go on there. If I just cut that and put it on. This is just out of one of those tear-off desk calendars a friend gave me. When I worked in the corporate world, I had coworkers that would always give me their little tear-off sheet calendars, so I keep finding piles of them. All right, let's add some distress inks to this piece. You have some things put aside, including rough gel prints, to make a black and white journal. Oh, fun! Some people can walk through their stickers, and some would have to swim. Oh. You know, you may want to talk to somebody else about those medications before you take them, because there may be an alternate for you. Margie, are you keeping the crown as #1 again? Okay, I kind of like that. And we could use another sticker. Maybe this one. That would be kind of pretty on there, wouldn't it? I could put it in the middle or put it on the sides. What do you think? Let me know which of these I should put and where. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. I am using the Fabri-Tac glue because this is got a glossy area on it and I want it to stick. Okay. I'm so glad I found that piece of paper earlier. I was concerned. I can't find my bone folder at the moment, so I'm using my acrylic block. Okay. Someone talk more than Margie. You have 2 or 3 binders of stickers put in the clear. Oh, wow. That's a lot. So you won't fight Bonnie. Bonnie's not going to fight you for it. Okay. I think this is the one I want to use. And I can't decide. Maybe right in the middle. Would love stand out enough? Well, see, it's got a border. You want that one instead? Musical clowns. Oh, musical crowns. I like musical clowns better. Oh, dear. Okay, I'm going to put that in the middle. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Now everybody's going to be mad at me. Thank you, Julie. We're going to do the love. I already put the glue on it. Alright, I think if I put it here, that would look good. Yeah, birdie or butterfly sticker. It's too late. I already did the love. Alright, so here is, oh, I need to add some distressings to the back of this, just for my look. I like it. You like the bird one? I do too. I want to find a way to use that one. So we'll keep going. Right? Now my eyes are watering. I need a paper towel. Clowns, if the shoes fit. Challenging me to use all the stickers. I'm going to use them. Okay, we got that. So this is one unit that'll go in here. That looks cool. Okay, that's one thing. So let's come up with something else. Let's do another pocket, but I'm going to cut this in half again and make it smaller and make two little pockets that we can add things to. That's what I think. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Lay that down. Make sure I'm straight. There we go. Okay, now I got this piece. And I saved some book page, I thought. Here's one. Here we go. That might be big enough. Let's see. I put one there. Nope, nope, nope. Only one's big enough. Okay. Okay. I'll put one there. Thought I had another book page laying here. Here we go. Another piece. Okay. Where is it? Glue. I need the glue. Happy birthday! Yelled, yodeled. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I've heard so many different renditions of happy birthday over the years because of cruising, because the copyright for the happy birthday song you can't use in some venues, so they chose to make up their own, and it's hilarious, some of the ways they say it. Ding, ding, ding. I will be on a cruise for my birthday this year. Because we have cruised on Carnival and Henry gambled in the casino a little bit, we got an offer to have a free cruise. So we're going to take advantage of that. Okay, got that piece. Let's go ahead and trim this one down just a little bit. So using this idea of making things with the stickers, you like it? Is this something you will do? Can you be a robot like Junkie Joe? Well, sure, I guess you could. All right, it's 5:06. I'm going to have to hurry if I'm going to try to use all these stickers up. If you like this type of project, I have more stickers and or packages that I could pull forward. What I did a little bit today was I went through, I'll kind of show it to you, and I grabbed a stack of things and I just started making little piles of what I thought would go together. This was an image that somebody in the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, they had made a whole bunch of these watercolor cards and they scanned them and said we could use them. Or it was cards that they bought, I'm not positive, that were vintage. So it was copyright free. And so I just went through and cut up the sheet and added layers of what I thought might go together on each one. And I've added some other papers like scrapbook papers and gel prints, just different things. So that was another idea for another live stream I could do where I just go through these and put them together, just using all the random bits that I found. All right, so this we're going to fold over. Let me know if you want me to do that. All right. Glad to have y'all here. Hope you're enjoying this. It's made me laugh a little bit today. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to make pockets, and then we've got to, I would say, decorate the pockets and then put something in the pockets, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we got these. Oh, that didn't get very straight. Get it straight, Linda. I did that one. Okay. All right, we got these two little pieces. I'm going to add some distress inks on the edges just because I think it looks a little better. I think I might be able to take these squares and maybe mount them on another square and then stick them on top of these pockets. I think. Okay, so we got these two pieces. Let's look at how wide this is. This is, let's see. I'm bending the backer paper so I can see how big it is without taking it off. So it's roughly 1.5 inches, and my pocket is just over 1.5 inches. But I think what I want to do is find a scrap of cardstock. Let me look in here first. That's not big enough. Can use that one probably. I like to find smaller pieces that I can cut up. Let's see what that is. That's almost 2 inches, so that'll work. That way I don't cut up a big piece for something small like this. Go back in there. There you go. All right. So now what I think I'm going to do is whatever this width is, I'm going to cut a square. So try to get that lined up. This is almost 2 inches. Yeah, so let's just do that. Let's just go here, line that up. And then if I take this and put one in the middle of that and then put this down, see how that looks? Gives us a nice little, we can put it right in the middle or we can put it over to the side. I think over to one side. I am going to add some glue. on here. Okay. Make tabs from the smaller stickers. Okay. Make some page tabs. All right, we got this one. Ah, come on. I didn't put it back in the holder. Now you're hungry? All right, have a good dinner. Thank you for being here. You're very welcome. All right, let's put that right here. I think the bird needs to go like this. Maybe put this one over here. Yeah. Marty stole your crown. Okay. Come on. All right. Let me put this over here. I think that looked really good. Now, let's see. I had some squares. They would fit. So let's get another one in there. I think we could get away with using the washi tape again. Did she leave already? You like the video? Okay, I'm glad. Yay. All right, let's add some distressings to these. Trying to do it really quick. I should have already had distressed these, but I was doing more sorting and trying to make piles of things I could make. Smash that like button. Thank you, thank you. Well, yes, I could see that, Bonnie, where the crowns are silly. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for your time, your donations, your love, all of it. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's find the washi tape. Here it is. So I'm just going to put some across the top here. And I'll do this one. This washi tape feels sticky. It's sticking down, so. Just cut off the excess. All right, and then we'll take these little pieces and just stick it right there so I can pull that off next time. All right, so then these will go in these little pockets. And you could also stack these on a page, you know, one on top of the other like this, if you want. You can put them on different pages. And then if you have more cards that you want to put in, you can. I don't know, it's got a different way of doing that. All right, so Margie said to make some page tabs. So I have, this is just a polka dots. This one is a little image and a dream. So maybe these two right here. And I think what I want to do, I'm looking to see here. I don't know if I want to make basically a little collage, I think, that could be put on the edge of the page. That's kind of where I'm leaning. So we have some of these images, and I have just regular black cardstock or text weight paper. So let's do it with text weight paper. I think what I want to do is I'm going to rip this. Okay. So we've got basically a left and a right. And then I'm going to trim this one. I don't know if I want it that big, but we're going to try. I'm going to kind of crease it where the middle somewhat is. All right, so now we've got these two pieces. What else could we use? I don't see any white washi tape. I could take a piece of book page and cut a strip. Let's add some distress inks to this. It may be that I need to cut this down. And I was thinking of these I would mount on a square. So maybe that's what I need to do, is cut some squares. I think this is too small. Yeah. Okay, let's see what I've got here. If I can find another strip. There's a strip I can use. All right. So this sticker is approximately 1 3/4 inches, and this one was 1.5 inches. This is roughly 2 and almost 3/4 of an inch. So let's cut a 2-inch square for one of them, because the stickers are different sizes. So we'd have a 2-inch square for one. Maybe do it like that. And then this one here would go on that one. I'm just going to kind of lay it just so you could get the gist of it. I may put my tweezers under it, so there. Like that. And then I'll cut a smaller square for the dream, because it is not quite 1.5 inches. Although I think a 2-inch square might work. I'm going to do 2-inch square again. All right, are y'all chatting away without me as I'm talking? All right. And then this one here would go there. I think that'll work. Okay. So I'm going to use some glue and glue that in the squares. Yeah, Calico Collage has lots of beautiful images. I love using her artwork and have for a while now. All right, let's get that lined up like so. And then we'll do this one. So it's not necessarily a page tab like you said, Margie. But it's a cluster. So maybe we can figure out something else with these other pieces. All right, let's put that right here. All right, let's add some distress inks, and then let's see if we can glue these together. Oh, I love Norella's work. She has some beautiful stuff. Lots of variety that she offers. these pieces aren't very thick. They're just text weight. So I'm trying to decide if I just go ahead and glue them. And then if you had a journal page, let's pretend this is a journal page, that you could choose to put this off the edge or in the corner and use it, or in the middle of the page if you want it, and use it as a tuck spot. I'm just trying to decide if what I should do is glue another piece of paper behind to help hold all that together. I'm going to look in my scraps back here. Let's see if I see something. How about that? How about some music? Okay, so my thought was glue this down on here, and then that becomes kind of a more solid piece, and then just tear it, or I can tear it here, I think. Now, do I leave this edge or cut it off? Do I go all the way here and put it down? And then I've got two of these, so I can do the other side the same way. I think that's what I'm going to do. So get rid of this. I'm going to glue this down. Ugh. You like it, Jennifer? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to glue down the text weight paper here. I'm going to do it kind of in the middle, like this. All right, then I'm going to lay this one down. All right, I'm going to put it in the middle, but over a little bit. Smooth it out. Okay. That's because you have an ad blocker. All right, so this one I'm going to put kind of in the middle, but sticking out just a little bit. And then my thought was just to kind of rip this edge. And I know it's not a page tab anymore, but I think it would be a nice element to add to a page. And if necessary, you could trim it down a little bit. But I think that works. So if we were to get a journal page, I think this is the right height. You could paste that onto your page, and then you could stick things behind there. You could make this a pocket. If you dislike that this isn't very thick, you could add another layer of paper behind there. All right, let's do that again on this one. So I'm going to go on the center of this side. She's also, you got to remember, she's on a computer. She's not on a mobile device. Ad blockers work in your browser that you're using. Okay, let's glue this one down. I gotta hurry. I gotta hurry and use all these stickers. We're getting there though. So I'm gonna put that right here. And smooth this one. Oh, I didn't mean to go that far over. Why did I line that up there? Let's do this. And then let me get my, I had a paper towel here. Where'd it go? Good thing about Aleene's tacky glue, you can usually move items and then get rid of the evidence. Yeah, she's on a computer, not a, yeah. That's where you have to put the software, is on a computer. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take this and tear it. And I'm going to assume that I will probably alter this again before I actually use it in the journal. I may use it exactly the way that it is. I think what I might do is add a piece of paper behind so that it's a little bit thicker, because it's just tore. So I may find a scrap here. Let me grab another book page. I have too many things lying here because I kept pulling boxes out. I was like, oh, I should get some of that. Oh, I should use some of this. Now I have too many. All right, there's a book page. And let's get one more. There's another. Okay. I'm just going to glue it to a larger book page. Like so. There's my bone folder. I found it after I uncovered it. Let that dry for a moment, and then we'll do this one. It is interesting. You know, I've been around long enough that I remember when we had a house phone with a party line. And that meant that your phone line actually was shared with other people in your neighborhood. And if they were on the phone, you would have to wait until they got off so that you could use the line to call somebody. The annoying thing about that was they could pick up the phone and listen in on your conversation and or interrupt it and say, hey, I need to use the phone. In fact, I had to do that when I was a kid because the neighbor lady down the street was notorious for calling her friend, and they would just talk for a few minutes and then lay the phone down. And then they had like a timer or something, and then they would come back and talk to each other again. It was so annoying because you could never use the phone line. It's like, seriously? So I was glad when we finally got a phone line. And then I remember the first cell phones. Henry happened to have a car-mounted cell phone when we got together. And so I was like, wow, that's cool, you know. And then we started with the brick phone. It was like, I don't know, 2.5 inches, 3 inches wide, by 4 inches deep. It had this hard antenna on it. And then we went to the Motorola little phones. And then they had the flip phones. And then we had the razors. We had the first Android phones. I was one of those that had the first Androids. You replaced your landline that you've been using for over 25 years and you're happy with that? Well, good. So it's interesting, you know, how far we have come with communication via a phone. And what we call a phone You know, we had that rotary dial. If you messed up the number, you had to start over. You know, now with a cell phone, you just hit the back button and delete the last thing you typed. Okay, I feel like since we made these pages, they're going to be deep pockets. There's a little bit of a tuck there, but I think I'm going to glue that down. I couldn't decide when I was gluing it if I wanted that to be loose, and it's not loose enough, so we're just going to glue it all the way down. That one I did glue down. All right, so now we need a journal card to put into it. I've got glue on my hands. All right, so I got a couple of pieces of cardstock here. And so what I'm thinking is cutting these down. Pull that out here. So this currently is 5.5 inches. So I'm going to cut it to 5 inches. And make it 7 inches tall. So we have like a 5x7 card. Like so. Oh, I didn't cut it all the way through, did I? Well, we got it. I forced it. I haven't used this wallpaper yet. So I'm thinking maybe what we could do. How wide is this? This is 9 inches. If I cut a couple of 1-inch strips, just lining it up with my ruler. Let's do that again. I think this was cut crooked. All right, so we've got these 2 cards. I'm trying to move some things out of the way. We've got these 2 cards. So if I were to put a strip on here like that, I'll cut it to fit like that. And then we could use maybe this big butterfly and that bird. Now, do we want another square behind these squares? I'm trying to get some of this off the page, out of my way. Out of my way, please. There. So I can stick it back down and not worry about the borders in the way. I'm thinking maybe a little piece of paper to go behind. I've got another, I can make a square out of that. So let's do that. Okay. So this piece can go on here. I'm just kind of using the sticker. I turned it around upside down. All right, so that will go with this one. And then this one, flip it over. I may make it a little bigger border. Let's see. I think that'll work. Okay. So this will go on here. I'm going to try and see if it'll stick. It's pretty sticky. Oh, Oreo's going to bark now. It's not time, Oreo. I'm busy. And let's put this one on here. All right, let's trim this to size, glue it down, add distress inks, right? So I need to cut these to be the same height. Come here. I'm lining them up together. And then I have a pair of scissors here. He says, pay attention to me. It's all about me. Come here. I know, Oreo! I may have to go let him out. Let's see if he keeps barking. Poor Oreo. When I stay home, the dogs stay home. Used to, Oreo, when he could see and get around better, if Henry left, Oreo wanted to be with Henry, and he would throw a fit. I would be here dealing with him howling and whining and all that. But now he doesn't really notice when Henry leaves anymore. It's really sad how they deteriorate in the old age. It's like, oh, pet ownership does not always end well. It always ends tragically. Uh-oh. Time goes so quickly, doesn't it? Okay. I gotta hurry. Put this here and here. And I'm going to put this over. Do I also want... I think I do. I think I'm going to stamp on here. And I'm going to do the henna rose, because that's one of my favorites. I use it the most, I know. Alright, so I'm going to kind of move this out of the way and stamp that. So it gives another layer on the card. I could put it up higher or lower, like that. So now I'm going to do it the same over here. Okay, let's go like right about here. Okay, put this away. Let's glue it down. Glue it down. This wallpaper at least has a paper back. It wasn't pre-pasted, so it's taken the glue. Gluing that down. I didn't get it cut evenly, so I'll just cut it and glue this one down. I will in a moment. He wants food too, is what he wants. And probably to go potty. That's usually how he operates. All right, let's do this one. Well, I have tile on my floors, and I'm used to it, so I'll just get the mop out and clean. Uh-oh, so now Cuppy's starting at you. She's like, hey, it's time, Mama. It's time for you to pay attention to me. Yeah, meow. Okay, let's put this one right here. And my thought was this would go behind this one, and this would go behind that one. And you would have those pages with pockets. So we used a couple more stickers there. Lay this over here. I gotta hurry. All right, so I have a couple of little stickers. I did not make a page tab, so I see some scraps I have here. So we have this one, and I have this one, and I have this one. So what if we just did a little, I'm going to put it closer to the top here, like that. Just super simple. And then this can be glued on the top of the page or down the side of the page, whatever you want. So that was just a quick something. And then this one is little bitty. But I think I'm going to do the same thing, is kind of put it at the top center. There we go. So that could be another little tab that you put on a page. And we've got these pieces. I like the way this looks. I have a skinny piece here. Let's add some stamping and see if we can make this look kind of cool. I'm thinking, let's cut that. Let's do this one. Kind of alternating it a little bit. Like that. I hope you feel better, Glitter. Thank you for being here. Okay. Let's go like this. All right. I had a headache when I started this live stream, so I took some Benadryl and a generic Advil. So it made it a lot easier to do all of this today. All right, I'm going to put that right in the middle. I don't think I got it straight. I didn't. And of course, now it's stuck. Ah! Making it straighter. Okay, that'll work. And that could be another tuck spot or pocket. I'm not going to put the tabs on the back because I think you get the idea. And we've got this piece here. Why not? I've got another square card. I like using these square cards. They're fun. So what if I put that and then put this in the middle? I think that would work. Let's cut this down. And then I've got these 3 little pieces. So I got to figure out what to do with those 3 little pieces. All right. So we're going to glue this down. Yeah, I'm going to glue that down and then trim it off. Glue it first, then trim it. Okay, put that in the center corner here. Smooth it out. You got the crown back? Well, I'm so glad you could be here to get your crown. Okay. Now let's distress the edges. I think this one could go right in the middle, like this. There we go. And then those can go together. They kind of look like they matched, right? And I think what we could do with these pieces, let's see. I think it fits almost edge to edge. This one's a little bit lighter weight though. Let me get a heavier. Here's one that's heavier. All right, let's add some distress inks. And we're just going to use those kind of like washi tape because of the little strips that they are. What are you doing, Hercules? Now Hercules is on the move. Everybody's moving around. All yours are sleeping. Well, you've got a puppy. It's probably kept your others busy and tired. The puppy's being tired of... I'm almost done, Margie. Hang on. All right. I think I can take this one. Let's see. It's just a little bit short. So I'm going to come down just a tad from the top and the side. So that makes another little journal card. And then we've got this one. It's a little bit smaller, so we're going to come down just a little bit. Oh, I didn't get it straight. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. And then I've got one more. Oh, here, look at this. No, that's not the right size. Here's a tall, skinny one. Let's do this. I think, do I have another one? This one's thinner. This works. This works better. This works even better. This feels like a coated paper. It's just a scrap that I had. Okay, so let's glue this one, and we will go through and look at all the pieces I made. Sure, I could have added more to them, but that whole sticker sheet is gone. So we just finished this card, and this card, and this card. So we've got a few there. Let me move that. You can kind of see it. And then we have this card in a pocket. And then these could be page tabs. They could stick out the top of the page or on the side if you want. And then I made these, which were a side page with a tuck. It was going to be a page tab, and it turned into a cluster that turned into a pocket. Here's another one. And then I had this gel print and a couple more stickers. And then I had this large piece that I took some gel prints and made pockets here and here and put this behind. And then the first thing I did was I did some embossing and added a card with some images. So I've got a nice little selection here that I could do a little black and white journal out of that if I wanted. Isn't that kind of fun? Hey, Giggles, welcome. Well, she has adopted the older girl's sleeping set. That's good, Margie or Jennifer, because sometimes it's hard to get those puppies. Thank you so much, Margie. I'm glad you like this. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this, that you're inspired to create. If you haven't already, enter the raffle for some junk bucks. It's just points so that y'all can play here. You can redeem them for a coupon if you want. They're tucks. Yeah. So you can tuck stuff behind there. Did you get it? Did you get it? And these you could either stick on the edge of the page to make it a page tab. You could round the corners if you wanted. I just did some very basic things today. You know, making some pockets, making some tuck spots, making some journal cards. You know, these cards could also be used in these pockets if you want. You can put them in this pocket if you want. You can make a whole nother pocket. Lots of fun things. Let me know what you think about next week. Do you want me to do a similar project where I find another sticker sheet or something? I found this sticker sheet, and these are transparent stickers. So I have to kind of think about what I want to do, because when you stick these down, I'll pull the sheet out so you can kind of see. And you lay them. See, it has a white backer just to kind of show you. So if you were to lay those down, you might be able to get away with sticking them down on things where they can be seen. I think that might be another fun project. I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did that one. I had some color stuck on there, so it's a little, it's hiding out as an option. And you can add color to the rest of these too. You could add some more flowers. You could add some colorful things like butterflies or a bow or a piece of fabric or whatever. All right. Next, the journal. Margie is saying a black and white journal. I think that's what she's saying. Thank you so very much, everybody. Let's pick a winner of the junk bucks, and that winner is Naomi! All right, let's go to currency. Let's find Naomi. Naomi. And Noel. I don't know which one she's using, so I'm going to get her hooked up here. There we go. Submit. Console. You think they're beautiful as they are? Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep. That's what Margie's saying, a black and white journal. I've done one. I did a monochrome journal where I used a lot of calico collage items. I probably could do a little something. I don't think it has to be very big, right? So I may pull some things together. I did find, did I bring one? Oh, here they are. I found some more lunch sacks. These are smaller. I don't know what the size of this one is. Let's get my ruler here. Oh, they're considered a number 6 bag. So 6 inches by 11 inches. And they are about 3.5 inches deep. So when you open them up on the sides, that's 3.5 inches. So that might be something too that I might want to do. So I'll see what I can come up with. Maybe I can do a black and white journal. Get rid of the blue flower, Bonnie says. No, I think, here's what I think. I'm going to start with black and white. And then on everything, I need to add a piece of color. Or maybe I'll make a different card to go with this one. Or it'll go somewhere else. We'll see. Oh, cupcakes, goo, and zoomies. Well, that's good. That means she feels good, right? She's trying to get your attention. I hope you all enjoy this. I hope that you're inspired to create, that is giving you some ideas to use some of the things you may already have. Maybe you have sticker sheets like this and you're like, what do I do with them? Well, just take it one at a time. See what you can come up with. And I'd love to see what you've done. Share what you've made. Take a picture of it. Share it in our Facebook group. Share it in my event. Tag me here on YouTube if you make a video. Love to see what you're doing. You know, we don't know what others are going on in their lives right now. We know that some of us can be depressed and not feeling well. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to those somewhat acquaintances that maybe you can make a little better relationship with. Send them a message, write them a letter, text them, call them, whatever it is, and check in on them. Kind of do a welfare check and say, hey, how are you doing? I was just thinking of you today, and I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you, and I hope you're well, and maybe we could get together for coffee or something, you know. So check that out with some friends. In fact, I'm getting ready to send a couple of messages to a couple of my friends that I want to hug out with and see how they're doing. Do something creative this week and be kind to those around you. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Again, I am so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to come here, for your donations, for the love that you give, the laughter, the friendship, the camaraderie. It's just one of those things that makes my day. I could be way down and tired, have a headache, whatever, and I come here and I just feel so much better after hanging out with each and one of you. Y'all take care. We'll see you next week. I don't know if it's going to be the journal or if it's going to be more of this kind of stuff. We'll see. We'll see. Take care, everybody. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.